once you guys taste that thing and you guys feel it and it starts to roll and we start winning, guys, nothing is going to stop you guys but yourselves. So.
All right, Coach, so first things first is just seeing these guys back out here. You have had a hand in the off-season, and so seeing how hard they worked in order to prepare for this moment of getting back into the field, what do you see out of them?
The mentality is different. I mean, these guys they're a different group of guys. You can see the will, the want, the fire in their eyes. You know, it's a new era for these guys. You talk about hard work in the off-season, pushing their bodies physically, pushing their bodies mentally. They have worked harder than I've ever seen, and it's not because of what we did, it's because they made a choice to actually go out there and push themselves to limits they've never been at. So to see these guys come out here and to actually have to hold them back, these guys want to get after it so bad. You can see that this is a completely different team.
To have Logan Taylor back out here, I mean, an extension of you in that linebacking room, how important has that been to see 16 out there?
It's awesome. It's a great feeling to hear his voice every single day, to see him out there running around and doing what he loves the most, you know, and he gets everybody else fired up. And you know, when the guys are down, I said you guys got to go drink your cup of coffee, and Logan's that cup of coffee. You know, he's the one that gets everybody up and fired up, and to have him out here, they have been bringing energy every day, but Logan brings an extra. It's like an extra shot of espresso. You know, it's kind of that. Okay, it's time to go to work now.
And it's not just being loud. It's not just him being excited. I mean, there's like actual teaching going on. I mean, he literally has become an extension of you, right?
Yeah, you know, I mean, just everything that we've worked on for the last 3 years, you know, all he's doing is just reiterating the whole thing now to the younger guys and to the rest of the guys, and it helps me a lot, because now I just got to tell them, hey Logan, go make sure that they're doing this, and he does it with so much enthusiasm and so much fire that he actually sometimes does it better than me.
You know, we know what he's capable of on the field, and we've seen that in years prior. But you know, what did you see out of him, or you know, when it was essentially taken away from him when he was hurt? You know, what did he show in the face of that adversity while he was going through this rehab?
You know, the day he went down, it was a pretty emotional moment for us all. But the thing was as soon as we got into the training room and he found out what the diagnosis was, I mean, it was like he wasn't hurt. I mean, he never lost the fire, he never lost the flame, you know, and he has brought in that no matter what, being on crutches, being in a boot, and being in any kind of, you know, whatever he was in, he was bringing that fire just like he was playing. And he was one on the sideline that was getting everybody just riled up, you know, and you could see him screaming and yelling, throwing the water, and he was getting in my way, you know, trying to make calls, and you know, he never stopped being that captain and that leader.
Coach, who else has stood out to you, you know, this time around in fall camp? Maybe someone that's you know, developed under your eyes, maybe from the last few years.
Oh man, there's a couple of guys on the D line that really look great. Ezra, you know, Ivan Malo looks fantastic. Kilinahe, you know, looks great. You have Jemai Otis, who's going to step up and be a big player this year, you know. But there's a lot of guys. Jackie Johnson, you know, just they are coming to play. There's a lot of young guys that's going to be pretty scary in the future. But as of right now, there's a few guys, and definitely in my room, it's been Jemai Otis.
You talk about mentality and players working hard. What do you think triggered that, and when do you think that happened?
I think it was coming off of last season and knowing that they could win. You know, beating a team like Air Force, who Coach, you know, Chang called the standard of the Mountain West. You know, and you know, doing what we did to those guys and how we did it. They know that they can play with anybody in the country if they just have the right mentality. So we took that in the off season and we drilled it, you know, day after day after day in the weight room and on the field, and it became a standard where, you know, you got to have that right mindset, the mindset of winning, the mindset of being great, and the mindset of dominance in everything that you do, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's at home with your family, you know, being the best version of yourself that you can every day, and bringing that, you know, that fire and that energy to the weight room and on the field.
And then you got your kind of clothing line, the lines there, and I saw you in some Tanoa stuff. Is that potential post-career coaching?
No, man, no. Yeah, I just I help whenever I can. That's it. You know what I mean? It's a cool little hobby.
As a player, what you're just talking about as far as that kind of shift, understanding what you're capable of, like you kind of went through that as a player. You're on a team that doubted themselves, and then a new era started, and then confidence came. You tapped into that?
Absolutely, yeah. That when I first got in here, the team that we came from, that 0-12, they didn't know how to win. And once we got that taste of it in 1999, and we tasted it and we felt what it was to win, we just took it and we rolled with it, and it became like a snowball effect, where it just kept going and going and going. And I told these guys, once you guys taste that thing and you guys feel it and it starts to roll and we start winning, guys, nothing is going to stop you guys but yourselves. So, I definitely look back to that 99 year.